I am truly in my hosting era and I am not mad at it. My name is Special for those who don't know me, and I work as a personal chef. Every month, my girls and I take turns hosting events so we can spend a little bit more quality time with each other. When my month came up in April, I just knew I wanted to have a dinner party. I'm going to show you how I pulled this off step by step, starting with 3 days before the dinner party. I wanted to DIY a lot of the decor because it has become a new hobby of mine, so I started off with this welcome sign. I got a piece of foam board from the Dollar Tree and used a protractor to create an arch shape. Then I proceeded to cut that out. Since this was an around the world theme, I decided the color scheme would be like shades of green, so it was given earth tones. I painted the board green, making sure to get the edges too, and I let that dry overnight. Then I moved on to these little recipe cards for the party favors I had for all of the girls. I decided to share the recipe for the sangria I would be serving at the dinner. All of these designs were made in Canva. Canva is that girl. If you want to be like a little DIY queen or king, they have free versions. I have a pro version because I also use it for my business, but it is definitely worth the investment. Even the free version is amazing. It gives you a ton of templates, things you can play around with. You can create a whole bunch of stuff in there. The green cardstock I used actually ended up matching perfectly with the shade of green that I painted onto the welcome sign. The next day, I started to decorate my welcome sign. I used a Cricut machine to cut out all of the designs I created on Canva, and I also drew a little rosette at the top corner of the sign with a gold marker. I was wondering how I would transfer the vinyl from my Cricut machine onto my paper decor without tearing it and ripping that paper. So of course I went deep down a rabbit hole on TikTok and I found this hack using Glad press and seal. So they used that instead of transfer tape to pick up the vinyl that I cut out, and I just put it on the paper project and it worked exactly the same way as transfer tape would, which was a blessing. This was the sign I used for my front door, kindly letting my guests know to remove their shoes after entering. Moving on to the favor bags. I wanted them to be personalized, but I also wanted them to be affordable, thoughtful, and functional. I didn't want to fill it with things that they would never use again. I found the gift bags, candy boxes, keychains, and the hair ties all on Shein for super cheap. And the compact mirror, hand creams, and lip glosses all came as sets from Amazon. These are the sangria recipe cards I printed out earlier. And I just punched a hole in the corner of them, and I used some string to tie the cards onto these cute bottles of Roscato. I personalized each bag with the girls' names again, using my Cricut machine, and then I started to build these cute candy boxes. As you can see, they definitely tie in with the theme since they're mini suitcases with the world map on them. I filled them with mini candy and moved on to the other favorite boxes. The pens and the candy came from the Dollar Tree. I'm not quite sure where these boxes are from because my mom actually had them in her craft storage, but I filled them with the rest of the favors that I had for the girls. Each bag received a mini bottle of Roscato with the sangria recipe card, a candy box, a favor box, a mini champagne-shaped bottle of bubbles, which I also found at the Dollar Tree, a pen, and some hair ties. Now it's time for the food. So I asked all of the girls for one thing and one thing only, and that is to bring a dish from any country of their choosing because this theme is around the world, so we wanted to keep in theme. I chose Jamaica, so my food contribution was oxtails and rice and peas. I always say that's my deathbed meal. If you know, you know. I marinated these oxtails for 48 hours before cooking them, and I used Chef Kwame Nwachi's recipe, and I have to say, it might be my favorite oxtail recipe ever. This is my third time using it, and it hits the same every single time. I seared off the oxtail, added aromatics and stock, and cooked them super low and slow for about 5 hours. This was about 8 pounds of oxtail. I was praying both pots would fit in the oven together, and I was so happy when I managed to make that happen. Moving on to a piece of decor for the wine bar, a floral ice bucket. I saw this everywhere on Pinterest and decided that I had to make it happen. I filled it out with citrus slices and fresh flowers. Now, they said the trick for clearer ice block was to boil the water beforehand, but I was impatient and I didn't let the water cool down. Next time, I'll definitely wait. But the end result still came out great. I made one for backup and froze them both for over 24 hours. Setting the table might be my favorite part of the dinner party process because that's when you start to see things come together. I always lay down plastic underneath my tablecloth to protect the wood on my table. And I have a love-hate relationship with this tablecloth because it is so pretty, but the wrinkles are nearly impossible to get out. But still, we move. I wanted to stick with shades of green and neutral tones for the table setting, so I landed on a green runner straight down the center and these beautiful disposable white plates with gold detailing from Amazon. Some green napkins from HomeGoods to break up the 2 plates, and these custom menus that I, again, made on Canva. I told you, she's that girl. I was inspired by the menus I saw the creator Raven Elise make for a party that she threw. My centerpiece was a globe that my mom already owned, and I believe it came from HomeGoods or Marshall's, and I surrounded that with fake candles that light up and added in some fake flowers as well later on. I found these paper lanterns on Shein, and they really added another dimension to the decor with very little effort. I used the same string that I used earlier on the wine bottles and some double-sided tape to hang them on the ceiling. I love planning ahead and spacing out the party prep because on the day of, there was barely anything to do. I heated up the oxtail and made the rice and peas as well as the sangria an hour before the guests arrived. This was the final tablescape with the candles on. This was the welcome sign and the party favor table. I threw a gold sequin cloth that I already had to the table to add some more zhuzh to the decor. I also added lantern lights to the paper lanterns, and that really helped to set a relaxing ambiance. This was the wine bar with the ice block and the berry sangria, another sign that I made on Canva with the night's signature drink, and I even put the girls' names on their cups to make it a little more special. I thought that was so cute. Now for the star of the show, the food. We had Jamaican oxtail, rice and peas, Trinidadian curry goat and bus-up, Greek lamb and chicken gyros, Italian garlic bread, Dominican frituras, and finally, Puerto Rican quesitos for dessert. I made sure that I had entertainment for the girls for after dinner. So we played some games with some prizes, some team games, a round of Q&As, and we even took photos in a big cardboard box and I edited them together. My friend Shay sent me a video of this woman on Instagram doing it at her dinner party. I think she was the creator of this. And she was like, we have to do this at your party. And I said, noted. I am so happy that I get to build these memories with my friends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next one.